Morning, we're taking a few minutes to talk business.
So let's start with the problem. The pandemic and, of course, inflation on top of that have put a lot of businesses in a really bad spot. We've all seen now hiring signs up at a lot of places we go to. And when businesses get in that bad spot, their employees often bear the brunt of that.
Okay, let's talk about possible solutions. This Kansas City businessman thinks he has one.
Sure. It's in a book. Finally, we'll show you a real-world example of a business finding success this morning through some of these ideas. KSHB 41 News reporter Charlie Keegan gets us started.
A lot of restaurants are playing catch up.
Here's the problem. Seats are empty at restaurants, costs for just about everything are higher, and employees are hard to come by.
That labor shortage.
The solution is written in black and white.
This is the whiteboard.
After 13 years as CEO of Burns & McDonnell, Greg Graves spent 3 years in his home office writing this book. Create Amazing lays out a solution to save businesses and solve wealth inequalities.
I think it is the #1 thing America can do to solve for economic disparity.
The book highlights the why, what, who, and how of converting businesses from privately owned to employee-owned, something called an ESOP. At an ESOP, like Burns & Mac, employees own a piece of the company, so they own a piece of the profits, and they own more of a responsibility for ensuring profits go up.
The difference is, at an employee-owned firm, if we are economically successful, you will be economically successful as an individual.
A study from Rutgers University backs Graves up, showing ESOPs have fared better during the pandemic than traditional businesses. ESOPs laid off about 5% of their employees, while traditional companies laid off closer to 20%. ESOPs also cut fewer salaries.
And they understood that their people are their owners, and therefore are their most important asset.
Graves said companies employing more than 90 million Americans nationwide could switch to ESOPs. A real-world example is Henderson Engineering, which made the switch in the midst of the pandemic.
The good news is it didn't take a lot of convincing.
Kevin Lewis is CEO of the Lenexa-based firm, known for its work building SoFi Stadium and the new KCI terminal. He says his 1,000 employees have bought in on the concept, and he's seeing early results on big projects and in areas he never expected.
In the hall the other day, and there was a piece of trash, and somebody stopped and picked it up and said, hey, we own this place now. I want to make sure it looks good.
Lewis said reading Graves' book confirmed ESOP was the right move for Henderson, especially when it came to making sure the company's wealth reaches everyone instead of a group of owners.
With all of our employees being beneficial employee owners, the distribution of wealth is more equitable across our entire employee base.
Charlie Keegan, KSHB 41 News.
Graves' book, Create Amazing, is a finalist for the 2022 International Business Book of the Year Award. You'll find out if he won in mid-May.
Clearly getting people's attention with these ideas. All right, Charlie, by the way, put together a list of other employee-owned businesses from around town that you might be familiar with. Yeah, construction and engineering firms, Black & Veatch, J.E. Dunn, and McGowan Gordon. There's Ryan Lawn & Tree, and then some big companies that you're at all the time. Shields and Hy-Vee on that list, too.